Hi, my name is Brian Whalen. I'm here today to talk about my mother, Joan, who passed away in 2011 from a disease called scleroderma. I first started noticing signs of scabs on her fingers, and it was probably when I was a teenager, so this puts her probably in her mid to late 40s. I would ask her about it. She kind of ducked the question. I wasn't even sure if she knew what was happening, but I did notice that early on. And then I think probably by her late 50s is when she was officially diagnosed with having scleroderma. So eventually, probably sometime in her early 60s, the sores on her fingers had gotten so bad, and there was really nothing they could do for her. So the doctor decided that an amputation was going to be necessary. So she lost one finger, probably lost another finger a few years later. Total, I don't remember exactly, but a good 4 to 5 fingers combined on both hands. So it really became very debilitating for her in the use of her hands. She was a tough Irish mom, so she tried to get through her day as best as possible. But obviously this war on her had made it very difficult. So. Probably I would say late 60s or to around age 70, the sores it affects the extremities the most. It affects the blood flow to your extremities. That's really the gist of the disease. So you develop infections in your extremities, fingers first, and then her toes and her feet were affected. So she ended up having to have her first leg amputation right below the knee. I would guess about age 70, and then the second one a few years later, maybe age 74 or 75. So at that point she was severely handicapped. She was able to, with the use of prosthetics, walk with the help of a walker. We used a wheelchair to get her outside of the home, out in public places, restaurants, things like that. So by the time she had her second leg amputated, we did need to get her full-time care, especially after my dad passed away in 2009. So the last 2 years of her life was difficult. We got her care, in-home care from Monday through Friday, and my siblings and myself would take care of her on the weekends. It was difficult. It required a lot of care. We were not professionals, but we changed, even her remaining fingers had sores, so she had gauze pads that had to be changed twice a day, and then obviously putting the prosthetics on every morning and taking them off at night. During the middle of the day, it was okay. We tried to get her out. We tried to give her as normal a life as possible. So she liked to go out to eat in restaurants and even go into plays and things like that. We would do that. So one of the other side effects, symptoms of scleroderma, amputations are bad enough, but it does lead to acid reflux or GERD, which is gastroesophageal reflux disease. So she had that for a number of years, and obviously one of the effects of acid reflux can lead to esophageal cancer. which she was diagnosed with early in 2011. So while my mom was still alive, my sister Patricia did some research and she came across an organization called Scleroderma Foundation of Delaware Valley. They do an event every year to raise awareness called Stepping Out for Scleroderma. So the local event here in Central Jersey, they've done in Manasquan, they've done the last few years in Allaire State Park. It's meant to raise awareness for scleroderma. We've been doing it since 2010, I believe. So the first two were with my mom, and ever since she passed, we get together. We organize a group of friends and family. We do the walk every June to raise awareness for scleroderma. It's a great organization. There's not a lot of knowledge about it, so really to bring awareness is the main goal of this, because there's not a lot of awareness of it out there.